r/AskReddit. What's the most ducked up thing you have seen a friend do to somebody? I had a friend who tried to pressure his friend into taking some Adderall. When his friend refused because he had heart issues, my friend crushed up the Adderall and slipped it into his drink while he was in the bathroom. He then joked with his friend about slipping it into the drink that he just finished. His friend got pissed and my friend told him that he was just joking and that he didn't actually do it. The friend left after that. Then my friend admitted to me that he really did slip Adderall into his friend's drink. We are no longer friends. People are ducking horrible. Drugs/health problems are nothing to mess with. When I was living in Peru with some other Americans working with a mission, we were out for drinks one night and somebody put a Tylenol in my drink. I had drank some of it and one of them pointed out the partly dissolved pill to freak me out. They denied it for a bit and then eventually told me it was just a Tylenol and not to worry about it. Apparently, I was the only person that did not think it was funny, even though I immediately knew it was actually just a Tylenol. But Tylenol and alcohol don't exactly mix, and I had no real way to absolutely know it was just nothing harmful after the fact. A week later I rolled back the rubber part of his iPod headphones and cut part of the electric wire, then rolled it back down. He later found out that his headphones weren't working and he had to buy a new pair for like $60 or whatever. I didn't tell a soul as I knew he'd find out it was me that did that. No prank wars were started that day. This was the point in time that I found out that revenge is best served anonymously, without the victim even realize it had been served. Slowly cut a hole in their abdomen and push their fingers into the hole as deeply as they could, which turned out to be almost 10 centimeters. The victim ended up needing a cord. Staple rows of staples along the length of someone's leg. Ram a needle into someone's chest and feed a wire into the chest cavity through it. Deliberately pull on and lengthen someone's broken leg. Help 3 other blokes pin someone down while I stabbed the guy in the thigh. I mean, I'm a doctor. I see my friends do all kinds of weird stuff. You got me, mate. I was horrified until the end. Yeah. I almost got ready to go testify in court. 2 of my friends lied to another friend they were living with about how much money she owed for utilities every month. It was supposed to be a 3-way split, but she found out she was paying half every month. She's still friends with them, but I've pretty much cut ties with all of them. That is ducked up. In my last roommate situation I organized our finances, and every month I posted a breakdown of what everyone owed next to the bills, so we all knew there wasn't any funny business. The last time I did this, my roommates made their own lists with fudged up records. I guess this might not count, because these guys weren't friends of mine, and I didn't actually see it in person. Just was told about it later. But it's pretty ducked up, so you might like to hear it. When I was in high school I was a wrestler. I was one of the better wrestlers in the state, so the younger kids liked to talk to me a lot. Our team had gone to a wrestling camp and there was a very small freshman kid on our team. I think he wrestled the 98-pound weight class, so he was small. As we were going up to camp he was pretty talkative. Coming back he was extremely quiet. I started talking to him on the bus about it, and after a while he told me that these bigger, older kids, who were not liked by anyone and everyone knew they were bullies, would come into his cabin and mess with him. One of the nights, they were getting really rough, and he tried to leave because he was scared. They grabbed him and beat him up. Then one kid took a baseball bat and they shoved the handle up his anus. They were all laughing and scared him so bad that he didn't want to tell anyone. Mostly I think because he was embarrassed. I've never felt so bad for someone in my life. I told my coach, who told the police, and those kids all got charged. I was a senior that year, so I couldn't befriend that kid any longer than that year. But I made sure he had other friends on our team. I've seen him a couple times since then, and he seems to be doing well. Edit. Thanks to everyone for the kind words. And the one gentleman for the gold. After posting this, and getting all these responses I've been shocked to find out how common this kind of thing is. If you know or have heard about anything going on that is harmful to someone around you, please take action to help. Call the police. Talk to whoever you need to. Don't just let it happen and expect someone else to do something. Or if it has happened to you and you don't want to tell anyone for whatever reason, you'd be surprised at the support that is out there for you. Please let someone know. Thank you for telling your coach. Those guys are scum. Worse than scum. As a fellow smallish guy that's been aped, it will destroy you for years, and there's no one you can talk to about it. All that kid will hear is suck it up and act like a man. Thank you for all the kind words. I'm doing fine. Suffered about 10 years with depression, and I still see my ex from time to time, which ducks me up for a couple of days. Back home is a small town. Bound to cross paths every year or two. I still cringe away from almost every touch but my fiance's. All I can say is that if someone can't hold compassion for you when you open up to them, then they are not worth having in your life. Also, a good counselor can change your life. And I mean that. At a small party at my friend's house with maybe 15 or so people there. Go into his bedroom to charge my phone. Walked in on one of our friends going through his dresser. Didn't ask him what he was doing. Just screamed for my friend to come here. This thief of a friend tried playing it off that he was looking for something. When we asked him what he was looking for, he said, well, what were you coming in here for? I just walked over to the charger, plugged my phone in, and said that's what I was here for. What about you? My friend checked his dresser to make sure nothing was taken. Said he was missing a couple $100 in cash he had there. He pulled it out of his pocket and left. Load your medicine cabinet up with a bunch of marbles before having people over. Load your medicine cabinet up with a bunch of marbles laxatives before having people over. This is tame compared to some of the others, but it was ducked up nonetheless. I was very close friends with a married couple during grad school. Hung out with them several times a week. One summer, the husband is away doing field work in Honduras. Wife spends a ton of time hanging out with me, totally platonic, and her husband has no worries. The wife was doing her research at a giant manufacturing organization nearby and was often going to after hours work events with some of her coworkers. She's a social scientist, so spending time with factory workers and such was critical to her work. Well, turns out she was actually screwing some upper management guy and using me as her cover with her husband. She was cheating on him, using me, and lying to me about it. We were close enough friends that she cold talked to me about it and I well understood, maybe. Worst part? This was happening while her husband was trying to escape the coup in Honduras at the time. He was being smuggled out of the country under tarps and produced in the bed of a pickup truck while his wife was busy betraying him at home. I haven't talked to her in years, and I'm still close with her ex-husband. Ex-husband, how did he find out? He put together the pieces on his own when he got back into the country and confronted her about it. I was hanging out with my new room at college at Walmart when she suddenly grabbed an employee and told them that this guy down the aisle was stealing. Pretty much got all the employees' attention onto him, so she could then steal stuff without worry. Edit, spelling. Double edit. You kids get off my lawn with your 20 years meme. It's overdone, damn it. r/unethical if EPRA tips. Thank God this subreddit is a thing. My friend mixed peanut butter and ranch then dipped pizza in it. I hope you testified against him in court. Guilty of crimes against pizza. When I was 7 or 8, 2 kids in my class nearly stoned a kid to death during recess and left him unconscious in a flood irrigation ditch when the bell rang. The boy was found shortly after by a staff member who immediately called 911. His mom burst into the classroom in tears berating the teacher because she had already identified the boys as being violent towards her son. I never saw him, his mom, the 2 boys, or the teacher again. Edit, holy hit, this blew up. It was with rocks, not weed. Also, sorry about the wording, it was 4 AM. Oh god, I read that they stoned him to death. Luckily that was not the case. Wow, me too. It's near death to those like me that read this 10 times before realizing where the misread is. My ex-friend, when we were 10, stole my holographic Charizard and my holographic Blastoise card, then showed them to me the next day at school and said he had bought them the day he stole them from me. Oh hell no. When I was on placement in an elementary school, a child in the class I was working with went through my bag when everyone was out for lunch and stole $10 from my wallet. He then went around talking about how he found $10 in the bathroom. So yeah, kids sometimes do really dumb things. I saw her swing a golf club at her boyfriend's head. In furious anger. For real. Full speed. Trying to actually hit him with it. She missed. If she had hit him, she would have killed him. Probably. She apologized to everyone who saw it, but it was too creepy. People kind of shunned her after that. Attempted murder is not okay. Edit. Since people are asking, the couple was part of a large group of friends. Friends of mine NGF. Not particularly close friends of mine, but I knew them well enough, just as part of the group. Neither of them came across as crazy, but several times at other events they had gotten in some arguing unpleasantness. This one was at a picnic, where someone had brought some clubs for chipping golf balls. Just for something to do. I don't know what set the whole thing off originally. Alcohol was involved, but they had started arguing, and the guy was really verbally laying into her. Loudly calling her stupid and worthless. She was screaming for him to shut up. She finally wound up with the club and swung it at the same time as lunging and almost leaping forward toward him. She missed by 2 feet, but no question. She was swinging full on to hit his head. Someone took the club away from her without incident. There was a big shouting match afterwards. They left in separate cars. It was the talk of the event. People being really freaked out by it. My GF knew them better than I did and said the woman had made allegations of being abused and that no one actually believed her. After that, people mostly just wanted to stay away from both of them. They stopped inviting them to anything. Last I knew, the couple broke up maybe 10 months later and both lived to tell the tale. Attempted murder is not okay. Words to live by. Exactly. You want a friend who can follow through on a swing. I once witnessed someone, not my friend, stick a decently powerful firecracker in another friend's mouth while he was passed out drunk. Everyone was laughing like it was just a joke, like haha, that would be crazy if you did that. Then the mother ducker feeding off the laughter at the ducking wick, and everyone was like WTFFFFFF and had no time to react. It lit and sizzled down instantly to firecracker body, and somehow / luckily it turned out to be a dud. Night almost took a dark turn. Edited. Some reason some of the more cancerous redditors think that I advocated this type of behavior and also said I'm a hitty person for not stopping it. Just letting everyone know I wasn't in the area when this happened, just kind of leaning on a wall chatting with some friends while this happened across the room. Sorry, I'm not Barry Allen and don't have the reflexes and speed to run over to someone in 0.02 seconds and take a firecracker out their mouth while the wick has already been lit. Pretty sure in most jurisdictions this would qualify for attempted murder. Or at least aggravated assault with reckless disregard for human life and assault with a deadly weapon. I hear attempted murder is not okay.